Hello everyone, and now welcome to game 4 in this series where Hyun has a 2-1 lead. And we'll see what's going to be going down here in Coral Hall City. Tarra spawning as the green Protoss player here at the 3 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Hyun spawning as the red Zerg. Zerg versus Protoss, would be very surprised if they changed their races now. And we will be looking at the matchup. And Coral Hall City, one of those maps that really looks like a 2v2 map more than a 1v1. You have an expansion inside your base, and you have a rather wide front door ramp. It's a little bit more difficult to try to wall off this ramp here, at least by yourself, so Zerglings and other units can simply run up there pretty quickly. Now, on the flip side, because you have almost this gimme expansion, most players just normally just fast expand on a map like this, unless you're dealing with the Terran, as Terran players now with the new Reapers can cause a lot of problems pretty quickly. Probe now looking to scout out in the clockwise direction. Meanwhile, Overlord scouting in the counterclockwise direction. They will be spotting each other here in just a moment, most likely, as the probe is going to get inside this base and take a look around. So far, Hyun has not tipped his hand on what he is building just quite yet. Coral Hall City, a rather large map, as we are going into a into a fast hatchery. So fast hatchery here, meanwhile a forge fast expansion here, and I'm not surprised that Tarra is going for a little bit more of a conservative play because of what happened in game 3. In game 3, he was not able to wall off his front door, and with that he just fell behind as there was a whole bunch of Zerglings inside his base. Alright, probe now looking to scout out in the other direction. Here we go. This probe is going to be able to spot this here. Spawning pool is already down, needs to now look, and he will spot this additional hatchery down over here, or perhaps expect that there is an additional hatchery right over there. Probe still hiding off over here, and no Nexus as of yet, so it's going to be an earlier photon cannon this time around. And did he actually spot that one particular Nexus? No, he has not, and is now simply going to come up the ramp here. Is he actually going to try and place photon cannons here to attack up onto the high ground? That would be rather interesting, as I don't think that actually works. You may be able to put off a photon cannon here, and then if you're actually able to sneak up a pylon and stay up there on the high ground, that would be very, very interesting. And yes, that is what he is doing. So double of a pylon and a photon cannon, so a low ground pylon here, and then now another photon cannon here, and I do not believe Hyun knows anything about that. That is going to be some really, really scary play in just a moment, as a probe now trying to slip up onto the high ground will get there. And now drones and Zerglings are going to be coming back around. The timing could be very bad, as a Zergling going to be chasing around this one particular probe. The probe needs to dance around, and now that the photon cannon is up, there you go. One photon cannon dealing some easy damage, built in a gateway for just a second. And now we need to see whether or not there's actually power up here on the high ground. Spine Crawler now coming in as well. And is it going to be enough in time? 50 seconds versus 40 seconds. And now this one poor probe needs to hide back here. What is going to happen? I believe Tarra is just going to have a very bad day. This one particular cannon rush attempt is not going to be working out. The Queen now trying to come in here and walks all the way over, absorbing a little bit too much damage. The Spine Crawler now needs to get in front. Double Queens here. One photon cannon is now going to be completed. This one photon cannon here, what is going to be happening is the photon cannon is engaging. Zerglings now on the low ground as well, trying to take down one of the Queens. One Queen does not get taken down. A huge upset, as the Zerglings now trying to get in. Alright, photon cannon versus a Spine Crawler. Who is going to win out? It looks like that photon cannon. What is going to be happening here? It's going to be close, and the Spine Crawler wins because of the higher armor and also higher damage versus armored units. Alright, so there is still photon cannons down over here. Most likely not much is going to happen. This Spine Crawler will just reposition himself here and then poke onto the low ground. That is definitely not good news, as we are now finally getting our gateway. Harvester count is 23 to 22, surprisingly even, as this Nexus is also chrono boosting out some probes. Let's take a look at the losses. No big surprise that Tarra has lost more here. Cybernetics Core now coming in. It is significantly delayed. meaning that the mothership core will also be delayed, and that also means that the sentries will not be able to have their max energy for a little while longer. Spine crawler, somehow they're able to elastic stretch through a building. Never understood StarCraft physics, but then again, I don't ask too many questions. Alright, photon cannon will get taken down. Zergling's gonna finish off these pylons here, and now Hyun can pretty much sit back and relax and macro up and get to a very, very favorable position. We're sitting at 38 drones versus 33 probes. What we do need to see, though, is Hyun trying to establish up a third base. So far, Hyun most likely can assume that there is an expansion here at the 3 o'clock location. We are sitting at 52 supply versus 52, a 10 worker difference at this point, as the mothership core is still flying around. The old movement speed of an overlord, that is the mothership core's movement speed. Not very good at scouting at all. What, 59 versus 40, I think 47? Yeah, 0.47 movement speed. One photon cannon sitting on the front door. A sentry there as well, as Zerglings may try to make their way inside this base. It looks as though a drone is already ready to grow up and be a hatchery. We are now going into an infestation pit, and now sitting at tier 2. Hyun is in a beautiful, beautiful situation and should be able to handle and tackle whatever is thrown at him. We are going into Blink. We still only have one gateway at this point. And what is this mothership core really looking or hoping to do, as the Overseer is pretty much able to scout out for free the entire inside of the base? We are going into pathogen glands, and we are now also going into swarm hosts. So swarm hosts with their locust will be very effective at taking down this front door here. We are also going into enduring locust. So enduring locust means that the locust will be lasting a little bit longer. It increases the lifetime of locust by 10 seconds, which is very, very significant, especially when they have level 1 weapons upgrade. Alright, Extractor has 4 drones over 3. This one has 2 over 3. I'm pretty sure Hyun is not expecting this whatsoever. Should probably pull one of the drones back here. Hopefully he is not as much gas limited, and that does not come back to haunt him. Swarm host moving out fairly quickly. You can see 3 swarm hosts now moving together. They are going to be... Oh, they are swarming in the units, and what are they going to be doing here? The normal lifespan time is only... Actually, I can't tell what it is. 15 seconds. So it goes from 15 seconds to 25 seconds. And now these swarm hosts are just going to be able to play a little bit more defense here. Locust dealing a lot of damage. Attack speed faster than that of Marines when they're unstimmed, and also dealing more than twice the amount of damage. Stalkers are warping in off over here. Will they be able to catch these swarm hosts in transit is going to be a key question. Swarm hosts, very, very effective range or siege range units, essentially, as those locusts are going to be swarming wave after wave, trying to crash up on this front door. Pylon is in position. Stalkers are in position as well. What is happening here? This entire location is wide open, and Hyun may get attacked, not realizing that there is so many Archons, Stalkers, and Dark Templars in position here. Alright, there is 1 sentry, and now there is also 1 mothership core. The mothership core does have enough energy, or will have enough energy, to cast double force fields here in just a moment, as we now see the attack force. Alright, Tarra is attacking while the other units are away. 1 queen will get taken down, and now a major attack over here. Sentry quickly gets taken down in just a matter of seconds. No Purify as of yet. Perhaps a new sentry will be warped in order to force field again. This is not looking good. The Zerglings will be able to swarm in. Both sides engaging, both sides attacking, and it looks like all of the workers here have pretty much been, or a lot of workers have been taken out already. Locust now trying to make their way in, but Purify on a mothership core, able to just constantly destroy these locusts. Locusts do have a fair amount of life, taking 2 shots each. Level 2 weapons upgrade now being completed, and has been completed for these Zealots. Zealots may be able to come in here. Locust cannot attack air though, so we'll see what is going to be happening in this base race. Stalkers engaging, and it looks as though Archons going to be coming in as well. Swarm hosts now trying to make their way over. There are a lot of spine crawlers here, and that is a lot of damage to absorb. Stalkers now trying to engage. Archons trying to get in position, but the Archons, will they be able to deal enough damage? Queen's now coming over. They need to back away. The Archons could turn around and now take out even more drones again, And now the Archon's at 10 hit points. It looks like one Archon will get taken down. Another Archon may get taken down as well. No real reason for that Archon to engage. The Queen now is going to get taken apart. Come on, one more shot, two more shots. The Blink earlier would have worked out as the Swarm host now doing their job. All right, an Observer now trying to be trained. There is a Dark Templar here, and undetectable versus undetectable. Who will come out on top? As the Observer has arrived and now going to be swiping after those Swarm hosts. One Swarm host will get taken down here. There are still plenty of plenty of Swarm hosts here, as the Dark Templars are going to work on all of those Swarm hosts. Observer now needs to make its way down. You can see all of those eggs are hatching, and they are coming out. 25-second life, dealing, 16 damage per attack. Stalkers are going to clean this all up, and this really turned into a bit of a base race. Dark Templars versus Swarm hosts, but because of the lack of detection coming in from Hyun, looks like we will be going into a game 5 unless somehow Hyun is able to come back into this. So far we have 9 drones versus 4 probes. One changeling sitting off over here. Production or Swarm hosts look actually, oh, Locusts. How are there still 2 Locusts on the field as a changeling now going to be slipping its way up? You can see Zealots now making their way over, going to be slicing and dicing the evolution chambers. Larva look like they will get taken down as well. Stalkers are in position here. A third base now being established. So Tarra really hoping to be able to out-train and out-macro his opponent. You can take a look at it. 12 probes now compared to 13. And the longer this game goes, the more and more in favor it will be of Tarra right now, since Tarra is establishing up this third base. Down over here, Extractor looks like it will get taken down, and once an Observer arrives, I believe all of these creep tumors will get destroyed, leaving a very, very small or a very large number of spine crawlers, and that is pretty much it left to defend a very large incoming attack. One Swarm host is all that is left. I believe the Swarm host attack time is about 25 seconds, as the spine crawlers are still all trying to reline and reposition themselves. All right, we'll see what will be happening here. There is one Overseer. Observer does spot all of this. Will the Stalkers be able to just simply blink in and take down the Overseer? Yes, it will, and now looking to back away. Dark Templar now looking to come in, and because we do not have a tech to tier 2, and Hyun does spot the Dark Templar walking its way in, we are now going into a game 3. A very, very interesting Heart of the Swarm game here on Coral Hall City. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.